What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, AthleanX.com. We interrupt our regularly scheduled AthleanX video for this public service announcement. Today, we're going to talk about how to operate dumbbells safely. You see, this is a crisis affecting all of America and gyms across the country. As a matter of fact, gyms across the world. You see, even if you're an advanced lifter, you're going to find something helpful in this video because people get this wrong. I'm going to share a quick story with you. The other day, I was in Las Vegas on a quick little vacation. I'm in the hotel gym because I seem to always somehow find myself, even on vacation, in the hotel gym. Of course, never really a lot of company in there, not a lot of people working out in Vegas. But I'm in there with one other guy. He grabs the dumbbells, okay, and he goes and he sits down on the bench, and he does what he was probably taught somewhere else. I know there are other people that teach this method of getting the dumbbells in position, but a lot of people ask this question, Jeff, what's the best way to get dumbbells in position to do a bench press? Well, this is what he did. Instead of going back, he went and he kicks both legs up, back, gets in position to bench. That's what would have been good if it had happened. But that's not what happened. This is what happened instead. He kicks him up here, and he falls like that. Okay? So now, that's not what we're looking to do. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we can get square on the bench when we do that. Because when you try to rock back that way in a direction that you can't even see, that's downright dangerous, okay? There's a much better way to do it. But it even starts before that. It starts with how you get the dumbbells from the rack to the bench. And when we look at that, a lot of people will ask the question, what's the best way to do that? And again, this might seem remedial, but it's not. If you had to go, you had a couple options. You can grab the dumbbells, walk them in place, get in front of the bench, come down here, sit, and now you're ready to go. But if you're doing something really heavy, if the dumbbells that you're using are at that side of the rack, the heavier dumbbells, and you got to walk them all the way back, you're basically doing a mini farmer's carry to get into position, possibly fatiguing your forearms already before you even hit the main focus of your work that day, which would be a bench press. So I don't really like that approach. I like to get them over here and then worry about doing the exercise. So the second thing you could do is you can get them over and then put them on the bench, right? And now you're ready to go. You're ready to kind of get yourself into your set. But when you do it this way, now you kind of got to do that little dance. You know, a little pivot over here, a little two-step, get yourself in position, and sometimes there's not even a lot of room in front of the bench. And there you're in position. What you could do instead is what I'm going to show you here. This is the best thing. It's basically taking advantage of your biggest strength, and that is a deadlift. Your ability to deadlift heavier weights off the floor, because again, this is going to pertain to most of your heavier weights. When I get them in place, I'm going to bring them right here and put them down in front of the bench, okay? Now, turn the dumbbells so that they're facing you. Put your feet under the dumbbells. Cover your laces as you would in a deadlift. Now, let's say again, I've got heavy weights, and I'll demonstrate this in a second on heavier weights. But the fact is, you come down, you hip hinge down here, bend down, you grab the weights this way, you're going to deadlift to the level of your knee and sit back. So no matter how heavy the weights are, they're going to become instantly more manageable that way. And a lot of times people will be sort of limited by what they press because what they can't carry or manipulate and get into position to bench. So now we've already got ourselves here. Okay, great. Now how are we going to get it back? We're not going to do that double leg roll back thing again. What we're going to do is we're going to lift one at a time. So we kick high as hard as we can. We kick it right to the shoulder, till the dumbbell makes contact with the shoulder. In here, and then that comes down, and then in here, and then we lower ourselves back down that way. Okay? So now, in this position, you do your set, and let's say now you got to get out of that. How are you going to get out of this position? Well, what you do is you press up to the top, last rep, push, 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 turn the dumbbells, bring your knees back up. Now, I said there's a difference in the direction that you're heading. If I'm going that way and I can see that way, I can just put them on my knees and then just let it take me in that direction. I'm going to see where I'm going. Different than flying backwards with no idea where you're going. But sometimes this doesn't always happen, and we can't get ourselves out of the bench. So if we're down here, and we're pressing, and then we fail, and we're down in this position, what do you have to do? Unfortunately, in this case, you're going to have to bail on the weight. And I see people bail all kinds of ways. There's one way I think is good. If I bail this way, like this, and I drop out, all that stress on my anterior shoulder is not a good thing. Okay, there's a lot of stress and strain being put on the anterior shoulder, and a lot of times you do it very ballistically. You come down and then boom, you drop them. That can be a dangerous thing. The next thing is they come here and then they drop them this way, down. And that's a really harsh thing for your AC joint in your shoulder up here. When you go into this quick internal rotation, that's a lot of force being directed right here through the AC joint that can actually pop one in a single repetition that way. So again, that's not a great option. So what you'd want to do is, when you bail, if you're down here and you're stuck, you still want to try to get going in that direction a little bit. So if I can do the rock where I can bring my feet up and then come forward just a little bit and then drop from here, now what I've done is I'm not getting all that extreme internal rotation. I was basically able to get them almost into a hammer curl position that I could then just drop them from there. So that is what you'd want to do. Now, one other thing too, when people get the dumbbells and they're going to go pick them up, I see people do this too. They go here and then they lean over, they go bench and grab one and pick it up. This is like rotation and loaded flexion, which is a mechanism, a popular mechanism for low back or lumbar disc issues. So again, maybe not when you're lifting 20 pounds here, but when you're lifting something more significant, this to here and this to here is not going to be the best option for you. So we can apply this to heavier weights too. If it doesn't work on heavier weights, then what I'm talking about here is all bullshit, but it does work. So we go over here, we grab our heavier weights, so grab some hundreds, and then get them in position, and I'm going to put them down here. I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to get them squared off here, squared off here, put my feet underneath them. We're going to cover the laces. And then I'm going to get in position. I'll get them in here. I'll kick them up, and I'll go back. Okay? So we're here. We're just going to do, again, hands down, deadlift down, come into this position here, head up, right to the knees. Again, it makes the weight feel a lot lighter. From here, kick up, push up, up, up. We do whatever the set is. We turn them, get your knees up, let it ride your knees back down. It's so easy to get out of there, again, and put them down. So, guys, again, there are some tips for even the more advanced people, because I see so-called advanced trainers teaching that backwards double dumbbell tuck thing, whatever it is, and it's not a good idea. So I think it's a good refresher for everybody, and I know there are beginners that literally don't know how to do this the right way. As you see, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but there is a better way to do it, more efficient and a little bit more built for longevity and safety when you're in the gym. Guys, we don't overlook any of the details, even the small stuff like this. And that's what AthleanX is all about, putting the science back into strength, from little things to the big things, making sure we overlook nothing to make sure you get the best results from following what it is that we talk about. If you're looking for a complete training program, that's over at AthleanX.com. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what you want to see. I did this because this was a request that we got from you out there watching my videos. I'm happy to cover anything else you want me to clarify. All right, guys, see you soon. So they're told to kick them both back up like this, and he fucking, oh shit. So he rolls back here, and then of course oh shit. Oh boy. Kicks him back, up, and ooh. There goes the hip. 41 years old, there goes the hip. It's not funny, Jesse.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Redo.